for this?
Welcome to Maximum Overload Podcast. I'm G. Holloman. I have some special guests here. I will let them do their own intro.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Ho.
I am Katy Rey, two-time best-selling author, business owner, nonprofit founder, event host, podcast host, mother of 3, and an awesome spouse.
Wow. I have to go after that. I am Chris Rey, the husband of all of that. And that's about it. I just have a regular job and I golf.
I want to go into some of the ventures that you got going on. Just roll right into it.
Yeah, I think 2 years ago I started Humans First Coaching. I got out of corporate, and it was really to focus on pouring into people in corporate office so that they wouldn't lose their soul at work. Basically, like pour into your people, let people feel fulfilled personally and professionally. And it was really important for me to remind people that you can hit every level of a promotion in your job, but if you're not fulfilled personally in things that you're doing for you, it just doesn't feel the same. So I've been incorporating that people to profit. How can you do better for your people? But I started a nonprofit at the same time for foster kids. And I've really been doing a transition of finding the gaps for children so that they can thrive and not just survive in the foster care system. And we are starting a micro school in Lutz for a large 42 kid group home. Because that piece of education is such a gap in the system for them, and to give them that self-worth and self-confidence in a micro school and get them out of the public school system is going to be really powerful. So I'm kind of taking that pouring into people, into the kids a little bit more now. I've done a little transition piece. And then I wrote 2 books, and that's been fun. I have a very good supporter by my side. Chris and I have 3 kids, so it is sometimes very hard to finish projects. So it's been a little stress. You know, you could tell like you get a little stressful during the day when you have a bunch of things going on. So it's been fun.
What's a day-to-day like besides family routine for Chris and yourself? What's a day-to-day?
So besides family, besides like taking the kids to school, things like that. So I would say regular day, alarm goes off at 4:45 a.m. Mm-hmm. I get up because I'm the one who wakes up. And then I find Katy, whichever room she's in. Whichever kid called her to go sleep. So I'll find her, wake her up, and say, hey, time for the gym. Oh. She'll get ready. She'll go to the gym. I'll usually go back to sleep. You know, and then from there, we start getting prepping and everything like that for our work day. So for me, I would say 7, 8, depending on when I have my first appointment, out the door. And then I'm usually coming back between 4 and 5 from, visiting clients and things like that.
Yeah, but when I get back from the gym, then Chris does his gym. So it's either running or going to the gym. And the kids see that every day. That's our normal routine Monday through Friday. Mm-hmm. And the kids are usually playing. We don't do screens. In the morning, we kind of let them have their imagination time before school because school really doesn't start till 9:30. And we usually try to have a cup of coffee together, but our days start early, super early. And then he goes to work, I'm usually networking, going to a meeting, jumping on a call. I get the kids out. It's one of the big things for me was being a part of their morning routine. It makes my day feel more fulfilled when I'm a part of the kids' morning routine. So getting them to school and then starting my day.
I wanted to get behind the inspiration behind the growth and the change that led you to that book and that title.
So your labels don't define you. My adult book, because I have a kid's book, Uniquely Loved for Being You. Your labels don't define you. You define you. Really was inspired when Chris and I went through a really hard time 6 years ago. He was going through recovery. I was on my own journey of recovery. And I was finding myself again and getting back to helping others and releasing shame from all the labels that I've been given my entire life. And I realized during my healing process, wow, we really hold on to labels. And it could be, I'm an infertile female. All my kids are IVF. Through IVF, Chris and I went through in vitro fertilization, and being an infertile female really had a hard time on me. I was arrested in college for cultivating marijuana And I'm still a felon, and felon was really hard on me. So I was reflecting on all these labels I had received throughout my life. And I was like, wow, that wasn't who I was at my core. And all these people carry this shame for so long. And if I can just share my story and help someone else release their shame by rejecting these labels we've given. And, we can go into body image too, fat, thin, can't, there's so many labels that we hold on to and that are heavy. So I was like, I love sharing my story in front of people. I'm going to put this in a book because I do a lot of speaking events. And I'm going to use this book as a little bit of a business card to help people see who I am, see that I'm not going to judge you on any label that you've ever received. And I'm really only going to judge you on character. Who are you as a person?
The transparency that you guys have and the openness that you share with everybody, were you both on the same wavelength with that, or did you have some reserves about being so transparent?
No, I think we were both on the same wavelength as far as that. I mean, the way I've always been and lived my life is, my decisions are my decisions. I'm going to make wrong ones, as does everyone else. So it's like, if someone's going to judge me for that, they don't have to hang on me.
No,
it's that simple.
Yeah.
It was actually more of, I think really it was more Katy of like, do I want to do this and do that? For me, it was like, yeah, go ahead, do it. We're going to get some backlash or we'll get whatever happens.
Yeah.
Right.
At the end of the day, like, decision's been made. The stuff's been done, right? It's in the past.
Yeah.
Right? If someone's going to judge me on that, like I said, okay.
Yeah, I know. And it's that shame and that judgment. And we have to have this fake Facebook reel. Like, we look like the perfect family. We are messy. We are open. And I think as a leader, it made me a better leader in the business world because I saw people for who they were too. And do I know that Chris and I went through a sad moment and grief, but we're renewing our vows this year, and it's really powerful for us because it's a new beginning.
I did see that on your Instagram, and I thought to myself, society's made up of families, and in my opinion, we have a broken society because we have more broken families. So, with that being said, I thought to myself, if everybody who gets married and invites their friends, family, and they celebrate that, if people got divorced, they should do the same thing as they got married. Invite everybody, tell all, show, and then I think more people would stay together.
And we call it the second marriage with the same person. The first one was that milestone hit. You're getting married, you're having kids. This is what we're supposed to do. And, we're writing our own vows this time. It's a very small group.
We are.
We're having an after party. But it's really important. And, people who are coming are the ones that allowed us to get through this time without judgment.
Yeah.
So it was really that, not the people that look at you like, oh, that's way too much. Oh my gosh, they have kids. Oh, are they only staying together for the kids? And I think embracing that authenticity makes us just better at what we're doing in every aspect of life because you get to just feel good. Some people aren't going to like it, right? But I have a workshop this week and it's in front of an entire business network and it's talking about elevating your business by owning your story. Does it mean you have to go up in front of people like I do and share the story to everyone? No, and I'm not going to do that, but I'm going to show them that once you really get to that level of owning who you are and healing from whatever wounds you had, sky's the limit.
Yeah. Talk to me about the Celebration Life event and talk about the controversy going on with that.
Oh, this is
what is it?
Yeah.
I know you had one in the past.
Yep, last January. So it's now an annual event. I go to Chris. I said, for the last 5 years, it's really been on my heart. I want to have an event. I want people to show up as they are. I want anything celebrated. You could get a plant and it doesn't die for 5 days. If you did something active for yourself, if you said no to someone, not just babies and weddings, even though we can celebrate all of that. I want people to step outside of the society norm celebrations, and I want people to just show up and own exactly where they are and what season they're in. And he was like, okay. And Chris loves a good party. He's always in the background, making sure everyone's drinks are full, living their life, whatever it looks like. So I was like, okay, this is what I want to do. I had speakers that were like, Katy, we just want to support you. They came in, we had great, I like to call them transformative speakers because they give you those tools at the end to do instead of just walking away motivated and not knowing where to go. They give you those like next steps. We had local vendors. We had, my cousin flew in from New York and he did a huge after party snack, which was charcuterie. His name's Chuck, so it's charcuterie. We had women owned businesses. Now we highlight women, but it's all inclusive.
Right.
Because I'm actually next year, hoping to do a men's event in the middle of the year and do the same thing and highlight men.
Nobody supports men.
Thank you. Right? And you know how I got that idea? Our 9-year-old son said to me one time, because my 7-year-old daughter was coming with me somewhere, and he goes, oh, I guess Juliana can go because she's a girl.
Right.
And I go, and it just clicked. I'm like, I am around a lot of men doing the work every day, like just good humans. And I'm like, I'm going to highlight them. They're going to have a celebrate you. I called it For the Boys, but everybody told me there's a Bette Midler movie called For the Boys, and she goes into armies, and everyone didn't understand what I was saying. So I was like, okay, I'll figure out the name, but it'll be Celebrate You and it'll highlight men.
Wow.
Because I fully feel that you got to see other men doing the work so you know that your journey, you can keep doing what you're doing because it's very hard to stay motivated and driven. Yeah. So I had this at a gym, an old gym. You know those old like stages for like talent shows? It was perfect. They're great. And it was attached to a Catholic school. I grew up Catholic. I'm no longer within the Catholic Church. I feel like there's a lot of judgment there. At first I was hesitant, but you know what? They were able to, I was able to bring my donated booze in. I was able to bring my vendors. It was beautiful. And it worked out for budget and we could double the size this year. Well, they tell me beginning of October, which is 3 months before the event, they can no longer accommodate because they searched me and saw that I did in vitro fertilization to have my kids, and the Catholic Church opposes that. And I was blown away because my dad is a gay man. So I thought they were going to say, oh, you're LGBTQ ally, because I'm very vocal about it. And I support him and the entire community, like any minority community. And so I was waiting. And then when they said that, I said, you're telling me my children are a mistake? So I actually got the news involved, and ABC Action News will be running a segment next week so that we can make that aware. I don't want people walking into a church and feeling shame, because I love to pray. Chris's recovery was based on prayer. Like, don't tell me what my God is saying, who I pray to. And for me, God, universe, science, that's the best collaboration in the world.
Right. I mean, do you respect their decision for as what they stand on?
No.
What I just briefly looked into it, and they view it as basically a product versus a gift.
And for me, God is leading these doctors' hands. Like we are so cancer doctors, emergency doctors, and this is science. Like, science is beautiful. Like, it's just how far we've come. Now, was I having an IVF convention at this place? No, I wasn't bringing all the.
Yeah, I mean, I would say the biggest shock of it was that we already had the event there. They knew what it stood for. Like, even the lady who put it together was praising us after. Oh, it was so great, so on, so forth. So it's just like just like anything. Okay, I understand you may not agree with the decision how we got our kids, but you understand that this event had nothing to do with that. So, why stop it?
Right.
Yeah, and am I supposed to accept my endometriosis of my fallopian tubes that didn't allow the egg and sperm to meet to make my kids? No. What I did was I said, how do I get this happen? Because I want to be a mom. Like, how do I fight for this? So are you going to tell me that my kids are now a mistake because their mom decided I'm gonna get an expert involved so I can figure out how to do, so it's like and I don't want any family to walk in, or a man or a woman, and told that they're infertile and feel like, I guess I can't try.
Let me go get cats and dogs. Put all the energy into that.
Yeah, and it's like, if they want to try, you should be able to fight for what you want.
Yeah, I mean, understandable. I wanted to touch on that because I wanted to see where you're at currently, and then tell the viewers what happened as well.
Yeah. We're still looking for an event space. There's been a few that we see. We might push it now to February because that weekend it's wedding time. So, but we'll figure it out. I mean, it's all going to work out.
Yeah. Yeah, I see that. That's good. Any future books that you're planning, and Is Chris inspiration behind any future plans?
Me writing a book?
No.
Oh, I was like, oh no.
No.
I could
Like, do you
barely
go-
write an email.
Do you go to Chris and be like, hey, what should I title this? Or, hey, what do you think about this?
So I do see myself in the future writing something on my sales leadership journey. I think I am a very unique sales leader. I think that the results showed of how I would focus on my people and not just, of course, revenue is always attached. Like, how do we grow revenue? It's sales.
Yeah.
But how do you also pour into your people so that they have that drive and they have that motivation behind it? And I do see myself eventually doing a professional book for sales leadership. Did I go a little probably backwards and go just straight into authenticity? Yeah, but you know what? I never do things the way people tell me to do it.
Right. Like you said,
What
the
makes
labels.
me me? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do see that in the future.
Yeah. What do you want to maximize in the near future for both of you, in business and in life?
I think I want to maximize on my productivity during the day. So I want to have a shorter amount of time I'm working and really maximize on that time. And then, of course, maximize my cash flow.
Are you a procrastinator by trade?
It's not like procrastinator, but I get so many gaps where when I'm trying to finish something, I get a little bit like anxious because I'm like, I have to finish that. So if I feel like if I set my time better, because things do always come up. I always tell Chris we have like a Tetris, like our calendar's a Tetris game. Because, who's picking up the kids today? Oh, is my mom coming? Oh, we have a lot of help around here. So like we're very blessed in that, but it's like we're always moving stuff. Like it's just a Tetris game. So I want to be a little bit more consistent on that work time so I don't have to log in after the kids go to sleep, or I don't have to, because that hustle culture's got to go.
Yeah.
I like my sleep because I like to wake up early and work out, and that's my mental.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
that
how
clears
you
my
get it
mind.
out.
Oh yeah.
Chris?
Only thing I'm trying to maximize right now, she's laughing because is my golf game.
Oh,
I mean, it's just
you're heavy into it.
I'm deep in the game.
He's a baseball player. He played college ball, so like golf, I think, has been a challenge for him, and it's fun. So like he's getting
It's
better.
fun. It's like
He likes it.
I started playing baseball when I was 5, football when I was 6, so it's always been a team thing, team player. Where golf is like it's mine. Like when I'm good, it's because it's my productions. It has nothing to do with anyone else.
Correct.
So that's why I thoroughly enjoy it. As far as work, I'm in a good place where I'm at with my company now. So I've always she's the one who likes to go out and be adventurous.
Save the world.
I have no problem having my soul sucked and just going to work, making good money, and just
Right.
leaving.
Yeah. That's nothing.
It's
nothing wrong with
balance.
that. Yeah, and I think marriages and even if you're not married, I think life's all about trying to achieve a balance. Mm-hmm. You brought up your dad being part of that LGBT community. How was that on you growing up, or that label on you?
Yeah.
And where did your mom fit into that?
Yeah. So my mom and dad were married for almost 25 years, and I was the youngest of 4. I was born in Buffalo, but we grew up in Clearwater. And when my dad came out, I was in 7th grade, so I was the youngest. My brother's the oldest, my 2 sisters, and me. I was in Catholic school at the time. It was my mom went through a very dark time for about 2 years, and I don't blame her. It was just like it was a hit to her heart and just her life that she once knew. But I didn't really recognize that, right? My sisters made sure I was still in my sports, still like kind of doing my thing. But as I look back, there was a lot of attention that was very subtle and judgy around me. Like, oh, do you need to stay at our house? I came from a very loving home. My dad is an amazing human. He's been a nurse for over 50 years. He just helps people at all times. So it was very hard. It was very dark for him too, because he broke up a home. We didn't talk to him for about 2 years. Mm-hmm. And I was always very protective. I wouldn't tell anybody about my dad, especially my guy friends, because I felt like they would judge him right away. I remember starting to date Chris in college, and I didn't tell him out until like 4 months after we were dating. And I got like super defensive, and I was like, my dad's gay, and if you have any problem with gay people, we cannot go out anymore.
Wow.
So I got very like aggressive towards the protection piece. But, it was heavy. It was heavy because I thought I had to carry this shame because of this label they gave my dad. And I don't judge people on who they pray to, who they love, or where they're from. Like, I strictly do character, and I think that helped mold me into the person I am, the loving person I am, seeing people for who they are. And it really helped me throughout my life know that, like, my dad didn't want to do, he always wanted kids. He married his best friend. He was the oldest of 6. He came from a time where you do not talk about these things. This is not okay. So, like, he had to struggle with that. And he was in his 40s. That's courageous to even think about coming out. You have people that will not say anything, you know. And that's really courageous now. And it really opened my eyes to just beauty. Because my parents now do holidays together. They're both remarried. My mom was at my dad's wedding. My dad was, like, my kids get to see love in this beautiful form. So it's a blessing to me.
Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
How does that all come together for you? Supporting her projects, what went on with your marriage to bring you guys closer? What space are you at now, and what are you looking forward to for a goal as family in the future?
Ooh, good question. That was good.
So I'll start with, as far as I'm extremely simple. Extremely simple man. And she's funny because I can't stand the stuff when people are like, oh, let's, especially at work, let's do what's your 5-year, 3-year goal? I'm like, I just want to be left alone and do my job, and you guys pay me. And when I know what I want something, I'll be the first to be like, all right, this is what I want. How do I get there?
Yeah,
let's go. But if I don't and I'm happy, I'm like, let's just do that.
Yeah. Right.
Because everyone's, oh, what do you always want to do? I'm like, I was like, I just want to be successful.
Chris is like, I'm golfing.
Yeah, I'm golfing. I'm happy.
What I want to do.
But I would say for our family, I mean, the main thing is always is our safety and health. And for me, it's our kids. I mean, they're both, our 2 oldest ones dyslexic, and now they're starting to read and do much better. So I really, like, that for me is like one thing, really want to see them excel there, and get better.
That's good.
Yeah, it's
good.
Been awesome.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to put the pieces together, and that's one of the things I wanted to talk to you both about is how do you find the time with, you both have your business, the kids, and everything extra. So that really,
I would say, and I think we both do a good job of understanding each other's passions and what we enjoy doing. You know what I mean? And it's not, I mess with her all the time when she's like, oh, you got to watch the kids. I'm like, I got to babysit them today.
I hate that word. You're a dad. Like, get out of here.
So I love messing with her.
He does that.
But, it's, at the end of the day, I understand, hey, she's going to have some work events or things at night because that's what she does. And that's okay. Like, I'm going to take care of the kids. I'll have them, and I'm not going to bitch and complain. And, it's just, it is what it is, right? And then she understands I like to golf.
As long as she don't step on your toes when you want to golf.
Right, and that's...
There you go.
And that's where it's, okay, so as long as you have that give and take, and one person isn't abusing it to an end where it's not, where it's like you said, like, if I'm like, yeah, go out, don't worry about it, and then when I'm like, hey, I got to golf, she's like, really? Why? What time are you going to be? Then it's like, or vice versa. Yeah. She's like, yeah, go golf, whatever. And she's like, hey, I got an event. I'm like, well, what time are you going to be home? You got to be here to put the kids down with me because I can't do it myself.
Yeah.
Right? And that's where I think it would get contentious. But I think for right now, I think we do a real good job of understanding, you know what I mean, and of what we enjoy and want to do.
And my family's close, so we make time for each other. And like, we just went to see Dave Chappelle together. That was one of our comedians we hadn't seen live, right? And that was like really something we wanted to do. So we did that for a night. Like, there's things we do. I'll go hit nine holes with him at the golf course. That's what he wants to do. We go to therapy still together. Like, we make time because it's super important.
Good. You guys don't sabotage each other. Like, you see some, like Chris was saying, like, if I want to do something, I'm not getting text and, hey, where you at? How much longer? As you see some relationships, people, men and women try to sabotage each other. Like, that's good. You have a understanding.
Well, I think it's also being secure with yourself. I think we question it. We
that's cool.
compare so often. Where Chris and I we do the work every day, right? Like I'll notice if I react or I say something under my breath and I'll be like, I'm human. I mean, I apologize in front of the kids all the time.
Do you?
I have a little bit of a snappy little temper. So if I do something, I'm like, you know what, mom was human for a moment. I'm sorry. Like I shouldn't have said that to you or I shouldn't have done that. It's like just owning those moments and taking accountability.
That's important for kids to see because they can see that you don't always have to be angry and leave. You can actually work and come to an agreement and then apologize. What do you guys like to enjoy doing?
We do barbecues a lot. We take the
barbecues.
kids outside and park or bike ride. Or I always like to call it like the free adventures. We'll go to the beach super early at like 7 because our kids wake up early too. So we'll go at like 7 and we'll be leaving when the beach is getting packed, right? And we'll let them play in the sand, build stuff. Because our 2 oldest are builders. They love Lego building. But we'll go to like free stuff at the library. There's like Lego build construction builds for them. And it's really just keeping them active in stuff they like. And Chris comes from like travel ball. I come from playing travel ball from middle school on. So like we aren't rushed into finding a sport they like right now. It's like trying different stuff. So like we tried different classes in like a very close rec center by our house. I don't want to get into that weekends, softball tournaments and stuff when there's, for me, it's like let them be a kid longer and getting them bored. I love when they're bored. They make up the craziest like scenes in our house. And it is sometimes like, where do you get that idea? But it's so much fun to watch their imagination. Like let your kids get bored. Bored. It is so much fun to watch how they act.
How they react without a screen in front of them.
Yes.
You guys said something about screen time, so
Yeah, I do know in the morning.
rarely see parents try to restrict the screen time. So
Just like when we're out for dinner or something.
Yeah, we never.
We've never put a screen out because, and I'm not judging people who do it. I get sometimes there's no judgment here as a parent. Again, we have no expectations as parents. But it was for me is that connection. I go on dates with the oldest ones and I'll take them to lunch or dinner, and them telling me that one-on-one time of them just talking to me is just so beautiful to watch.
I get it.
It's cool.
I get it.
It's cool.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, people are judging you guys when you're out and then you don't have a phone in these kids' hands.
Yeah.
Think about that.
And our 3-year-olds walking around.
And like saying hi to random people.
Sit down. They're probably like, man,
probably
just
get a
put
screen.
put a screen in front of them.
That's cool. Of course, they perceive you and your relationship a certain way, but, is there anything you want to touch on to tell people?
Just be awesome. No,
Is that your slogan for the day?
awesome. No, I mean, it's funny because she's, I'm not going to say she's like vocal and all, but like, she's always like, well, when we go out or I'm golfing with people and say, oh, well, did you say anything? I'm like, no, I'm not here just I don't know, guy. Like, I'm not just, we're sitting down and say, you know what, this is what I did. Let's get vulnerable today. No, but it does come up. You know what I mean? Whether it's alcohol infused or not, but we do have conversations sometimes. And like I've always told her, and like anyone who comes up to me and talks to me, like I'm not going to shy away from what I've done in my past, right? Because we all build and we all grow from whatever. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things where, I mean, I'm not going to say I'm shamed. Like I feel bad for what I did, right? And the hurt that I caused Katy, but I'm not shamed to where I'm hiding in the closet and then not going to talk about it. Now, would I walk up to you if I saw you in the street, G, but like, hey man, by the way, it's what happened.
Right.
Right? But over a normal conversation, as we start talking, and it's not, I don't even have to trust you. Like, as we start talking, things come up, then I'll start sharing my story and say, hey, this is what happened to me, just so you know. You know what I mean? Like I said, I always look back at it, and divorce would have been easy. Like what happened to us, like the divorce thing, that would have been, and
right.
that's why I give her a lot of the credit. Is like that was like the easiest thing. Like just be like, oh, you cheated on me.
I had a divorce
boom,
lawyer from high school, a friend of mine. I was like, can you
done.
get all this set up? Like we were there.
But I think the hardest part was the 2, 3, 4 years we put in making our way back.
Right. And on your side, I'm pretty sure you had pressure and societal pressure just, oh, you got to get a divorce. You have to.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Staying.
You know, infidelity and being, it's like such a taboo word. And it was just so heavy that I just stepped away from it and just followed my gut to find me again, because I was so quiet for so long and I'm a loud person. So I was like, I'm going to just stick to this side, let him do it, because I want a healthy father for these kids. I'm just going to let this ride out. And that, you know, and he said 2 to 3 years of us finding our back to each other, we worked on ourselves. And I think people forget, like, accountability is such a huge piece to this. I pushed my gut away for so long. I take full accountability for not listening to myself. But I also know that he took full accountability for the decisions he made. So, and you know, and he was dealing with a sickness too. So there's a lot of stuff I had to learn and understand on this road. And I think my favorite is, like, I'll go in front of crowds of like 200 to 500 people and talk about it. You take Chris aside, he'll tell you all about it. He just doesn't need an audience. I enjoy an audience.
And it's funny. I mean, and like I said, I don't know when the conversations, but I know I've had good conversations with other men, right? And like, it's just, I think with men, I mean, we're just different. And I don't care what it's like, we're just not gonna come out and just start talking all this stuff, but like over a normal core, you know, having a beer or whatever, and we're just there. Like, I've had these conversations and it's come up, you know what I mean, with other men, but it's just like, we rather just talk shit all day.
Yeah.
Other thing on the Celebrate You for Men is I want people to give you the tools they've used, right? Or know that the track that you're on is a good track. And the emotional piece, like, do I need the whole room to start crying together? No. Do I think it's powerful sometimes? Yes. I think that if we can just show up as ourselves and allow ourselves to just being emotional doesn't take out your protector or the man of the house. And I think if you can see that within other men, it kind of gives you that uplift to be like, I am doing what I need to do for myself. It's just that, like, encouragement piece of there are other men doing what I'm doing and being successful and feeling good while doing it and not questioning who they are or their manhood or whatever that looks like. But for me, I think men talk. I love it when he tells me a story, and a very healing process for me when he got his 2-year chip and he recorded the conversation he said in front of the men's group because I can't be there.
Right.
And that was a huge piece to my healing, to hear him tell his story to other men. And it was so powerful to me that I'll always keep it in my heart, because it's really great to see how peer to peer you talk to people and you own your story and you're able to show up as yourself.
That's good. That's really good. That, like, I keep going back to the word transparency, how you two bond together. And that's what makes it too. It's not all just about happiness. You hear that a lot. I just want to be happy. I want to be married. What do you want out of the marriage? I just want to be happy. Like,
You're just like, what?
What does that entail?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's actual work, and it's actually building. Marriage is not just that connection. It's actually a business together too. Why do you want to break up your business? You're building your business.
Yeah, it is. It is.
You guys say you like to work out, both of you. What are we putting in the headphones when? What were you listening to today?
Just straight rap.
What kind?
Just straight. I mean, I people make fun of me, but like, it's like I grew up just listening to straight underground rap.
Oh,
just everything like
He's a
like
Miami
when I get out the car, I'm gonna shoot or stab someone.
So what song is that? I'm a badass in the gym. If you can think, I'll give you some.
Give me some time. I mean,
some time. So wait, let's tell
go
this
back
story.
with the locks. Love the locks. Anything with Chic Jada or Styles just gets me amped. No Jeezy in there, Rick Ross. I mean, just
Chris has kid-friendly rap.
I do.
And then our rap when we're going on a date. So like he has 2 playlists.
So I actually found, through my healing and everything, I stopped listening to hip hop because I just thought it was for my mental state. And I started listening to Christian rap. Mm-hmm. But the way I am, I found some really hood Christian rap, like some like cool, like where I could just sit there and vibe, like, yo, this is like, I'm like, well, man, this is it.
Yeah. Said you're from Miami. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you mentioned Rick Ross and all the people
and then
down there.
Pitbull, the rapper Pitbull. I mean, I still love him, but
not the
like,
pop.
No.
Like I told everyone, they don't believe me. I'm like, listen, whenever you want to sit down, I have Pitbull's 6 mixtapes before he released his first one. Like, they're crazy. Like, I used to go to the same barbershop. He'd come in, he'd come in and start selling his mixtapes at the barbershop.
Damn, old Pitbull.
Old Pitbull.
What about you, Katy?
I was into rap. That's how Chris and I kind of met in college. I added some Good Pastor Troy songs to his iPod. So that's what I added to his iPod from class. I said iPod.
I already knew the songs. She just had them, though. I could download them.
Whatever. And then, I just get into, I'm a very big fan of Macklemore now.
Are you?
Yes. Just his recovery journey and stuff and his messaging and his songs. And I love the kids singing with me. And it kind of gives me that little bit of rap. But I always listen to rap, but I definitely hit some tunes that hit close to the heart now. And then when at the gym at CrossFit, they sometimes play like some party pop stuff that actually kind of gets me hype. Not like what's that music that has like concerts and stuff? The electric, whatever. It just
House
has
music?
good, kind of, yeah.
Like
beats.
BPM?
Yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah.
They'll play it and I'm like, oh, okay, I can work out to this.
Okay.
But I'm very easy going with that now. I let whatever
Yeah, so
play.
the only thing that you ever hear in my earpods is rap.
That's it.
That's it.
That it has to be. You can't do anything else.
Can't do anything else.
That's cool. I want the viewers to know anything else about yourselves or any ventures you got going on, both of you.
I have that micro school piece that's happening for Fostering Hearts, my nonprofit. So if anybody wants to be a part of that, we're going to be bringing on teachers. In 2024, we will start the program as a pilot program with 10 kids, and then we will launch it to all 40, which will be awesome. So anybody wants to get involved in that, I think giving those kids that 1 ounce of hope that there's support out there and there's people cheering them on is just such a huge, the connection and community piece for me in any place is just huge for me. And then you can find everything on katyrey.com, KATYREY.com. Chris is not on social.
You can't find me.
You can't find me. Well, actually, we can find them on the golf course.
Yes. That's about it. That's about it.
You cannot find Chris. You can find him through me. It's what we do, and I share with him funny videos and reels that are
I
hilarious.
think sometimes my boys send me something funny, and I can't. I'm like,
He
guys,
can't
I
open
can't
it.
open it. I can't even see this.
Oh, because he doesn't have social
he has
media.
to go into mine.
Oh, he has to go into. Okay.
Yeah,
I get it.
But Chris makes appearances on my Instagram, like when he bought a 3-wheel bike. We made sure to get that because it was hilarious. Just stuff like that. But social is a beast to me, and it's hard for me to stay present sometimes when I'm on social too much. So I'm there for clients and speaking events and all that fun stuff, and just get the word out that you get to be who you are. But I like to take breaks from that fasting from digital sometimes.
Well, I'm going to say I appreciate both of you taking the time out just to come down and just share what's going on, business and in life.
We appreciate you having us. This is really awesome.
Yeah, no problem. And until next time, I'll see you guys. If you appreciate the content, hit the like button. Deny me if you wish, hit the dislike button. Both support the show.